These are my favorite cases that I use on my iPhone, and now they're available on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and I can tell you that I'm extremely happy they're finally here, especially the Caudabe Synthesis case, since this is definitely my go-to case. I use it on my iPhone daily, and the sheath, it was available last year for the Galaxy S23, but the Synthesis was not. So I figured let's make a video on both of these so I can show you some differences between both and then what they have in common as well. So let's get started with the Caudabe sheath case first. This is just like any other sheath case you would find on an iPhone. It has the nice textured back and the grip is really good all around because of that texturedness. And then you have the amazing cutouts around the USB-C port, the S Pen, then you have it on the speaker and the microphone holes, as well as these little open holes at the top. The corners are really snug around the entire device. You don't see any metal around the phone anywhere, so this means that the case is extremely well built and precise all around. There's a nice little lip that goes around the case that pretty much allows you to be at a little bump above the screen. That way when you place it face down, you have enough of a clearance where it doesn't touch any surface. So the Caudabe Sheath has been really nice throughout the years on all the devices I've used it. That's how I found out about Caudabe in the first place. I had Sheath for the first time, then I bought it on all my iPhones throughout the years. But when I found out the Synthesis, that was what made me change my daily case, and I've been rocking the Synthesis since then. But the Sheath has something different in store this year. So the S24 Ultra has metal buttons on the sheath. That's not something you find on the iPhone sheath case at all. So I'm really glad that they finally incorporated these metal buttons because they're extremely clicky and they have nice feedback when you press them, so you know that button is fully pressed. And they're raised out perfectly enough where I can feel exactly which button I need to press when I need it. And I'm really jealous that the S24 has those buttons, but the iPhone does not. I really hope Caudabe comes out with these metal buttons for the new iPhones when they come out later this year. And there are a couple of other things that I want over on the iPhone cases that are on the Galaxy cases. Coming back to the actual sheath, this has the same line design that goes around the sheath cases as well as some of the other Caudabe accessories. The Synthesis case, this case is rather interesting because it is a first for the S24 and for the Galaxy devices, and it has a little bit of different design compared to the sheath that you were able to find last year. So this case has a nice little design around the camera lenses, just like it does on the iPhones. It has a different design, doesn't have just a line like the sheath. Has these nice little bumps on both sides so you have a better grip in your hand, and the texture of it is pretty much the same as the sheath. However, it looks like someone took some fine grit sandpaper, sanded this down, and made this more of a slippery material now. So from a visual perspective, it looks exactly like the sheath, but it doesn't have the same textured feel. It's like a sanded down feel is what I'm trying to get to here. And I personally like the fact that this is more slippery, but it has the grips on the side where it lets me keep the case in my hand and I'm not risking, dropping the phone. So these bumps really do help out, and that's why these bumps do not exist, I'm assuming, on the sheath case, since that case already has enough texture for a good grip. There are a couple of differences here. So one being the fact that it didn't come on the S23 for Caudabe, but it does exist now for the S24. The other thing is you have the microfiber lining that showed up on the Caudabe sheath case for the iPhone, but it did not show up on the Synthesis. Well, now we have it on the Galaxy S24 Synthesis, and the fact that it has this microfiber lining makes this case an even better choice for me personally, because I already love the Synthesis on my phone, but getting the microfiber lining is another step up. With the metal buttons that you get on the sheath and on the Synthesis here for the S24, it makes it a definite yes, no questions asked for me. And the fact that this is a more rigid case, it's not as easy to bend as you can for the sheaths, because those ones, they're easier and they're more flexible. But with this one being more rigid, when I place the phone inside, I have the ability to get the corners extremely snug everywhere. Not that the sheet is not snug, this one is just another step up. And with the sides being extremely snug, this is exactly how I like my cases, because if I want something to look good on the phone, I also want to protect to an extent. So getting all of these corners really snug is what I definitely look forward to when choosing a case. And the other best thing here is the fact that you get MagSafe ring and you get a MagSafe alignment magnet on each of the cases. So whether it be the Sheath or the Synthesis, you get MagSafe on the S24 Ultra. I know Samsung did not include any magnets on the S24, which is a bit of a bummer, to be honest. But of course, with Qi 2 coming out more to Android devices, I really hope the next S25, I guess is what's going to be called, is going to have those magnets. That way you can use the Qi 2 technology. In the meantime, you can definitely use this case to use any MagSafe accessory like a power bank or a MagSafe charger. And especially households that use different devices. For example, some users might be iPhone, the others might be Android users, and you already have those MagSafe chargers or Qi 2 chargers, then you can finally use this case. And for me, since I rock both the iPhone and the S24, I have the ability to use all of my MagSafe accessories that I already purchased for my iPhone, and I can charge this on there or my Qi 2 chargers without having to buy anything else or use the USB-C port at the bottom. But of course, both of the devices are USB-C, so that's not really a downside anymore. Coming back to the magnets, the magnetic strength is really good as well. So when I place, for example, like the Apple MagSafe battery pack, it's the same strength on both my Caudabe Synthesis on my iPhone and on this Synthesis for the S24. So I can tell you pretty much that the magnet strength is the exact same. So you're not getting any worse magnets here than you would get, for example, on the iPhone. They're strong to use any accessories or chargers, which is exactly what it's intended to do. So good job on the magnets. I really like how strong they are, and they fit perfectly on the case, so you don't have to have any external ring that most people put on their Android devices to use any of the MagSafe accessories. I really like both of these cases, but I will be sticking to the Synthesis case overall because it just fits and feels better in my opinion, and I'm so used to it on the iPhone with the little bumps all around that I really want to use the same case on my S24 Ultra. The other thing I want to mention is because there's no buttons on the left side of the S24 Ultra, these bumps are perfect because they go from left to right all around. So it's not like the iPhone cases where it only comes up a certain length. It goes all around the case on one whole side. And when I prop the S24 Ultra to watch a video and I have something behind it, it doesn't really risk the case falling down with the phone because it has that grip on the bottom, which is a big bonus, especially for watching videos or movies on a desk or something. I can prop this onto something and then don't have to worry about it slipping off on a slippery surface. So that's another bonus feature here with these little bumps going across the entire side. So coming back to both of these, they are the perfect cases for your S24 Ultra, the ones that I will be personally using. I haven't found any other cases that I enjoy as much as the Caudabe cases. So if you like this video, then definitely give me a thumbs up. If you have any additional questions, please leave them down in the comments section below. And I'll give you links to both of these in the description. That way you can check them out and see what you think about them. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Zanif Tech is out.